Cause I'm back again. What's up, everybody? It's your guy, T Swin. Welcome to the library, where the books are kept, and inside the books are the stories. My stories. Story time with T. Today's episode should have been there. And as always, man, before we get the story started, we have a ceremonial sip. If life is twisted and you want to get twisted, make sure you get twisted with Twisted Tea's Sweet Tea Whiskey. Ain't no simple as go. That's good. I think nothing. But all right. I had a friend, man. When I got stationed down in Ingleside, Texas, I had this friend, man. She's super cool. She's a Puerto Rican female, and she was gay, but she was super cool. We became tight, and we hung out a lot, and it was cool, man, because she liked the same type of woman I like. I like curvy shaped women, so it'd be funny, you know, being on watch with her, watching women come on the base and be like, man, that girl fine right there. She's like, man, hey, Swin, that girl bad right there. You know, it was funny. I was like, you like the same type of woman I like. But I'm gonna tell a story real quick. So, one time I was hanging with this chick. She's a bad chick. She's bad, but she went both ways. You know? So I might hang with my buddies. I might like Port Aransas, Portland, Texas. Inside down by Corpus Christi. I'm at a bar having a couple drinks, chilling with a couple coworkers, and this young lady, she calls me. She said, "Hey, what you doing?" I said, "I'm at the bar hanging with some buddies." And she's like, "Man, I'm downtown Corpus Christi at this club." I said, "What club?" So she gives me the street, and I say, "Man, ain't no club over there." She said, "Yeah, it is." I say, man, I go down there a bunch, man. I say, I be working with the Corpus Christi Police Department. I pass through there a lot. I say, ain't no club there. I say, it's an abandoned building. She go, just come here. It's a club here. I say, all right, I'm gonna finish my drink, and I'll meet you over there. So sure enough, I finish my drink. I drive over to Corpus Christi. I get there, and sure enough, this building, which I believe was an abandoned building, had a neon sign hanging up next to a door saying open. And the parking lot was full of cars. So I'm like, man, hold up. This some kind of secret club or something? So I call old girl, man, the bar chick. Let's say her name Leslie. So I call Leslie and I say, hey, I'm here. She said, I'm gonna walk outside. So she walks outside and I see her on the phone. She wave her hand. I say, all right, cool. She said, well, hey, I'm gonna tell my friends that you're here to, to pick me up and so I can get ready to go. She said, come on in and grab a beer real quick. I say, all right, I'll come on inside. I'm not thinking anything. My mind isn't trying to figure out anything. So, man, I walk through the door with old girl, and I walk into this place, which I thought was an abandoned building, which turned out to be a club. And there's drag queens. There's dudes dancing with dudes. There's chicks dancing with chicks. When I walk through the door, I see my Puerto Rican homegirl. Right? She looks at me, her eyes get big, and I'm seeing people. I kind of stop. I stop when I walk in because of what I'm seeing. I said, oh, this one of them clubs. So I look around and I noticed that I was military police at the time, so I used to check all the IDs. I used to see everybody's face as they come in and out of base. So I'm pretty good at memorizing faces. So I look and I see a gang of people that I recognize from the base. So my Puerto Rican homegirl, man, she comes over. She runs up to him. She said, hey, everybody is afraid that you're going to tell on them that you've seen them in the spot, because I don't nothing against the people that do that, but I don't rock that way, you know. And so when I looked, I knew some of these. I knew a lot of these people, and some of these people were married. Some of these guys had wives and children. You know, some of these females had husbands and children. And so they look like a deer in headlights when they see me walking in. And I look, and I was making a mental note because I was like, man, I know him. I know him. I know her. I know her. I know her. I know her. And I'm like, wow, like half the club is like military people. So my Puerto Rican girl, she's like, everybody's afraid that you're gonna tell on me. Are you gonna tell? Because they had to, the don't ask, don't tell. But if in that time, if the Navy found out that you were living an alternative lifestyle, they would process you out. So I told her, nah. I said, I ain't gonna tell on nobody. But I cannot forget who I saw. Yeah. I won't forget who I saw here. I can't. I can't unsee it. So I was there with my friend Leslie, and she's like, all right, I'm telling my friend she'll grab a beer. So I'm walking, I'm looking at all this because this is like a totally different world. This is like blowing my mind what I'm seeing. And because I showed up, I had some Dickies on, some Air Force Ones, and I'm grilled up. And so, man, I go to the bar, I get a beer, wait for Leslie. She tells her friend she finna leave. I get my beer, and we head up out of there. And I tell her, I say, hey, don't ever invite me to no spot like that ever again. And I said bye to my Puerto Rican homegirl, hugged her, And that was just a story. I'm just, just saying, to bring up my homegirl. So man, but we worked together. We used to stay in patrol together, me and my Puerto Rican girl, and we were super cool. And she left the base. She left that base before I did. She had to go to school in Mississippi. Already in Mississippi, she was going to get some extra training before she went to her next duty station. So at that time, I was separated from my wife, but toward the end of my tour there, me and the wife had reconciled. So when I was leaving Ingleside, Texas, I was going back to school in California. But since we had reconciled, I left Texas and went to Mississippi to go be with the wife and kids. Right? And my homegirl, man, she knew that I was going to be down there, So I'm in Mississippi, and I'm with the fam. Get a call. It's my girl, man, my Puerto Rican homegirl, man. So she said, what's up? Hey, we just finished school out here in Meridian, Mississippi. We coming down to celebrate on the Gulf Coast. We're gonna be in Biloxi. And she said, come on, hang out with me. And I had just reconciled with the wife. And I'm like, so I was trying to respect my marriage at the time. And I'm like, I think it'd be wrong if I'm hanging out with a female and I just patch things up with the wife. Right? I'm trying to respect my marriage. I say, even though I know you don't like dudes, you like chicks, she still ain't gonna understand because you're a female. So I say, I respect my marriage, and I ain't gonna be able to make it, So she's like, all right, Swin, man, I understand, but if you can come on out, come on out. So I say, all right. So later that night, man, I stayed home. Spent the evening with my family. And I go to sleep that night. We had a tradition where we always kept the TV on that night when we slept. And we have the news on, so when we wake up, we can see the news, what's going on, and what the weather looking like. So I wake up that morning, I'm getting myself together, I'm getting dressed. I look at the news, and they say my friend's name on the news. They say she was drowned. They say at that time, in that area, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, repairs from Hurricane Katrina was still being done. But you had a lot of people working in that area trying to restore those areas, what was destroyed due to the hurricane. And you had a lot of illegal immigrants working too, making repairs. So the story that the news said that there was an illegal immigrant that was out there who tried to talk to her. She doesn't like guys. The story is that the dude got upset because she wouldn't talk to him. And he strangled and drowned her on the beach. There used to be a casino out there. They used to be in the shape of like a pirate ship, but it got destroyed by the hurricane. If I'm not mistaken, they said they found her body floating next to that. And so when I saw this on the news, I seen the picture of my friend, her ID up on the screen. And I'm standing there, mouth wide open. My wife at the time, she said, "What's wrong?" I say, "Man, that's my friend. That's the one that called me last night and asked me to come hang out with her." And so I felt, and I still do feel like this. I feel like if I would have been there, that nothing would have happened to her. Because I would have been there to protect her and nobody would have came up. I feel like if I would have been there, that would have never happened. That would have never happened. She would possibly still be alive today, but that wouldn't have been her end. Nobody would have ever come close to her. So I know most of the time, man, story time with T is funny. Some crazy stories. But not today, man. Not today. This is your guy T Swin. It's story time with T. If you got any similar stories that happen to you in your life, make sure you comment, share, subscribe. It's your guy T Swin. This has been Story Time with T. Peace, happiness, many blessings and abundance to you. Hey, it's me again, your guy T Swin with Story Time with T. You can listen to Story Time with T on Spotify, Amazon Music, Audible, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Overcast, Pocket Cast, and Radio Public. Support the show. Listen on the go anywhere while you work out at the job. It's your guy T Swin, Story Time with T. Check it out, y'all. Support.